WBEV is on FM at 95.3 FM.
The following is a paid program. The opinions expressed during the program are that of Randolph School District, not WBEV or Good Karma Brands. Welcome to Taking Care of Business. I am Justin the Ninja Wilski here with a whole slew of people from the Randolph School District on the Rocket Blast. But we, of course, can't start this show without starting off with our good friend Brian Zacco, who's going to give us a little headline rundown. But first and foremost, how are you doing today, Brian?
Living the dream, Ninja. Thanks for having us again. Excited to be here. I don't know if you want me to do some introductions as they're sitting around the table, as people may be watching or listening.
Take us around the horn. Who do we got today?
We brought our technology director, Craig Johnson. He's here. Activities director, Rob Nill, who's been with us a couple shows, and Jessica Doherty, who's our English teacher here, is going to talk about our Ed Club and what's going on in the classroom today. So
wonderful. Great to have you all here, and we'll get to each and every one of you here in turn. But to start with, you wanted to share a few headlines about the district.
Yeah, some things happening. We've missed a month. It feels like forever. I haven't seen you in a while. So
it's been a while. You're looking good.
You as well.
Well, thank you.
You as well.
Thank you. I appreciate the lie.
Yeah, we've had a school board race, and so the two incumbents, Gary DeFries and Barb Breaker, won the election, a contested race. And so Gary DeFries will be entering years 28, 29, and 30 as a school board member, and Barb Breaker will be entering 25, 26, and 27. So some longevity there for both those individuals, and just a congratulations to both of them, and exciting news for our school. Second headline I have, the annual banquet for our FFA. Most chapters are having those banquets right around now. We had ours a couple weeks ago, really went well attended. And then the next activity for the FFA is coming up Thursday. We joked a little bit off air, the donkey basketball. For those that are interested, can pick up tickets and see a bunch of us and our alumni and our kids riding donkeys in Cambria's gym this Thursday. So 7 p.m. in Cambria, that's a headline for us. The forensics we'll showcase a little bit later. We've got Mr. Nill talking a little bit about our great season with forensics. If you follow our Facebook page, you'd notice that our BERT team did our first drill that we've held as far as an emergency response team. Very successful. Shout out to Miss Beal and organizing that with Crystal Lapp from the Columbus Community Hospital. And then a couple other, we had some awesome nights with Title I reading and writing nights. I know Mrs. Doherty will talk about that a little bit when she's got her chance here with her kids coming and helping out with that as well. And then the upcoming prom this weekend at Savannah Oaks for our kids. So pretty exciting time.
Yeah, prom's always an exciting time of year. My kids asked them if they were going to prom, and they both stared at me blankly. Apparently, they're the type who aren't as excited, but I know many of other kids who are. And I know I enjoyed going back when I was in high school, which feels like an entire lifetime ago. So before we get into more of the show, of course, we have a little thing we've been doing here on the Rocket Blast where we like to get to know the new guests that we bring on the show. So we're going to ask some questions of Jessica and Rob. And these, don't worry. I don't know if you've been briefed on these questions at all. It's not a graded test, which is great. I mean, I'll judge you, but it's not graded. And just, have fun with it. Try not to overthink the questions, but we'll run through these. We'll start with Jessica, since you're the first closest here. What is the best sandwich?
Turkey avocado, for sure.
Oh. Do you have a particular bread?
I really like a good flatbread. So something that's like not quite as thick, and you can toast it, but you don't have to. I like the versatility of it.
That might have been the best answer we've had yet.
That's a great answer. Right there. You were ready. Okay.
I do words for a living.
I get it. Well, Craig, now you're on the spot. What do you got?
When I was younger, every night I used to make a bologna lettuce with Miracle Whip on toast.
That's kind of a taste of my childhood there. So, yeah. Just throw a slice of American cheese in with that, and I'm set.
Yep.
Okay. I give you that one. Craig, we'll let you go first on this one. What wild animal do you think you could take in a fight?
In a fight.
In a fight, yeah.
In a fight. I don't know. I'd like to think I could take a fox.
Okay.
As long as I don't have to run it down. I mean,
well, we'll say it can't get away from you. That'll make it fair.
Depends on me. I could take a fox.
Okay. Jessica?
I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about the difference between how you should react if you come across a polar bear, a grizzly bear, or a black bear in the wild. And by far, a black bear seems the most tame. And it sounds like if you run away from them, they typically won't give chase. So that's the one I'm going to go with right now.
Okay. Little flight or fight, and you're going to flight. Okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. I do want to take a moment to remind everybody if you want to call into the show and voice your opinion on any of these responses they give, you can do so. 887-9595 is our caller text line, 885-4446. Jeff Hall is standing by to answer those phones, and he'll push it through to us if you call in. Next question, going back to Jessica here. Back, stomach, or side sleeper?
Side for sure.
Even
Craig?
with the recent knee.
Face down.
Face down. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Chew a little pillow. I get it. Craig, singing in the shower or singing in the car?
In the car.
Jessica?
I have to agree with Craig, singing in the car. I did it on the way over here with Zacho.
I appreciate that, and that's why you get to stay on the show. Yeah. Okay, so Jessica, you're wrestling one superstar, just one. Or you are, sorry, let me rephrase that. You are a wrestling superstar. What's your walkout music?
I'm surprised you asked this because my husband is really big into wrestling.
Okay.
So he asks me this all the time.
Oh, so you have an answer.
I do, and I've thought about it for a long time.
I appreciate that. What do you got?
Bad Reputation by Joan Jett.
Okay. I'm playing the song over in my head, and now I have questions that may have to wait for after the show. Craig?
I'd probably have to say The Trooper by Iron Maiden.
Oh, I like that. Now, in past weeks, we have heard a little TNT from AC/DC or some Thunderstruck, so right in the same vein. I like that. Craig, apples or oranges?
Apples.
Jessica?
Oranges.
Right answer. Just had one this morning. Jessica, favorite movie?
That's a tough one because I don't really like to rewatch movies, so it's hard to have a favorite. But the one that always comes to mind that I enjoy is Big Fish.
Okay. Now rewatching movies, we might not be able to be friends, but Big Fish is a great movie, so I'll give you that one. And Craig?
Star Wars Episode 4.
Okay. Glad you specified the episode. That helps. Craig, you wake up with one absolutely useless superpower. What is it?
Getting up some days.
That can be a useless superpower. And on days when it's gloomy and dreary outside, it's so much harder. Jessica?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've lost my sense of smell.
That would be, that'd be useless. Although, if you work in a diaper factory or something, I guess maybe, maybe. Well, and this ties into that perfectly. What's your favorite and least favorite smell, Jessica?
Ooh, good question. Favorite this time of year? Lavender.
Okay.
Least favorite? Burned food.
Interesting.
I burn a lot of food, that's why.
Okay. Craig?
My favorite smell would probably be like warm vanilla sugar. We have those candles in our house all the time, and I love that smell. And my least favorite would probably be skunk.
Somebody hit a skunk nearby our house in the last 2 weeks, and boy, does that smell linger. Yeah. Most used app on your phone, Craig?
Oh, tech guy. Tech
Oh.
question.
Got to do a mindless game.
Okay.
It's Tiki Solitaire.
Mine's my Google Calendar. I'm super busy.
Okay. And last question, and this is always a fun one. Describe the Randolph School District in 5 words or less. I'll let either of you go first. If you're ready, go for it. It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'd like to say it's a pretty interesting group of people.
That's 5.
I
like it. Pretty interesting group of people. Okay.
I was going to go with adjectives.
Oh, go for it.
I think it's calm, caring, charismatic, sometimes a little bit wacky. Wacky is my 4th word, but also homey.
Homie. I like it. And that's our questionnaire. So not too bad, right?
Yeah, they did awesome.
I'd say you both passed if you feel the need to, to go that way.
I do. I need to be told I passed.
Well, solid A. Solid A.
Love it.
Won't give you the plus because of that movie thing, but solid A.
I think that the power, useless power, is a tough question. That's
is a tough
the toughest
question.
It
one
is a
on
really
your
tough
is
question. That one usually throws people for a loop. So this is the point where we're going to turn the mic over for a brief moment to Rob. And I say brief moment because we know you can talk. But, Rob, you're the next one up on our list here. A lot of activities happening and have happened at the Randolph School District. You want to talk about them?
Sure. We'll start off with our spring sports. So girls and boys, girls softball, boys baseball, both off to a good start. Girls softball played last night against our rival school, Cambria. Unfortunately had a little loss to there, but they're excited about today they have a doubleheader against Oshkosh Lords. And so I know talking with Coach Kolbeck a little bit, he's excited about going up there and hopefully evening out our overall record and just moving forward with the season. And we've had kind of our ups and downs, but it's a good start to the season. Girls are excited about playing and finally getting some warm weather here and not getting snowed out at the beginning of the season. So
snowed out, rained out. I mean,
yeah,
it's
been
been crazy.
Spring sports, right? Baseball, we have 2 new coaches, Jonah Williams and Eric Schwant, and they're both working hard to build our program. Just kind of have a real growing program this year. No real seniors that are eligible. So 2 juniors and a lot of sophomores and freshmen. So just kind of building. We're in a tough conference. We have some very talented teams in the conference. So we're just trying to work on, those fundamentals and building the program. And one of the ways we're implementing that too is we started a middle school baseball program this year for the first time, run through the school. And so that I think is really it's exciting some of those kids at the younger levels to get up and get ready for that high school, season coming up. So I know the freshmen and sophomores that are playing now are excited about some of those kids that are coming up and seeing some success in the next couple of years. So working on building that program and moving forward with that. So, and then golf, we have a new co-op this year. We co-opted with Cambria and Friesland. So we have RCF Golf, and we have 2 coaches for that, Troy Ryan, Doug Potsma. They bring a lot of wealth of experience, and so we have a young team of golfers as well. And they're shaving off points every time. We hosted a golf meet here a couple weeks ago out at Fox Lake, and we'll actually host the regional at the same court, Fox Lake, on May 22nd. So we're excited about that and just kind of building a name for ourselves in the conference as a golf school as well. So.
Now, I was wondering, you have to answer this question for me because I've never been to a high school golf outing of that sort. Mm-hmm. Is it like the PGA where you have people crowded around the greens and holding up signs to stay quiet, or is it a little more subdued?
Well, I would say living in Wisconsin, it's a warm weather sport. So the meet that we hosted here a couple weeks ago was pretty chilly and windy. Mm-hmm. So we're in a lot of spectators out there because I think they don't want to brave the elements to view that. Myself and Mr. Zacco were out there cruising around in a cart trying to watch some of our players. But I'm hoping by May 22nd that the weather is proving to be a little nicer and that people will be able to come out and cheer on all the boys and girls that are playing in that. So.
Wonderful. You usually got some parents that tag along that follow a group, and you can follow your team or your individual, but you can't coach or say anything. You can say nice shot and cheer them on a little bit, but you got to give them some distance and you got to be quiet. So it's a little different cheering than any other little sports.
No yelling out. It slopes to the left.
You can't do that.
It's not like a basketball game if they hit a shot. Everyone's cheering and jumping up and down. So it's a lot more reserved.
Right.
Sport when you're looking at it that way.
Different crowd all around.
Different crowd feel for sure. Then lastly, for sports, we have our track and field. We're coming off girls and boys conference championship last year. We have about almost 50 kids out for track between us and Cambria Friesland. We've been co-opted with Cambria Friesland since the 90s, so for a long time. And we've been able to really, take all of our athletes. The joy of track is that, it brings all athletes kind of together into one area, whether you're throwing shot and disc, one of the strong ones, or you're a speedster and you're running, your sprints or hurdles, and then you got your jumpers, and then you got your distance. So it's kind of a conglomeration of all those athletes coming into one. And it's been fun to watch that. We've hosted 1 meet now, hopefully a 2 coming up here. 2 meets we've hosted, 1 coming up, hopefully here in May. And then currently we are on the top of the West Trailways Conference in all 3 categories, both girls, boys, and team.
So we're looking for
really
another conference championship here, maybe.
We're well on our way, and I think as long as things keep trending that way, we should definitely be a top contender there. So excited about how that's looking and turning out.
Are you guys seeing that a lot of your fall sports students are getting into the track and field as a way to kind of keep active?
Yeah, both our fall and winter athletes, Randolph being a smaller school, we share a lot of athletes between the programs for all the different seasons. And what's great is the coaches are really good about, cheering on those athletes to do those other sports. And they understand that small school mentality of, it's great that, basketball might be your number one sport, but we want you to compete in these other sports too, and building that well-rounded athlete and well-rounded person through athletics.
I think one of the greatest stats that we have is, 90 to 95% of our kids in our high school are attached to something, some sort of co-curricular, some sort of activity, some sort of sport, which allows, we're a small school, but we offer a bunch of different activities that kids can be part of. And so track is really booming right now. Last year, winning 4 trophies out of the duals and the regular big meet. There's 24 schools in the Trailways Conference, so there's one big meet, and then there's divisional meets. And so really to bring home 4 trophies is something I've never seen before, so it was really cool.
Running out of room in the trophy case for track, so
I guess you have to build another one.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got a good shop team there. That can,
we do. And then the last thing I want to talk about, our forensics, also coming off back-to-back conference championships, competed, here a couple weeks in February, and we took home 11 gold medals, 3 silver, and 1 bronze. So that's pretty amazing to have that many students not only compete at the state level, but then to bring home those kind of awards is pretty awesome. So
that's really awesome. Anybody who might happen to be tuned into Daily Dodge TV right now, you'll see there's an image up on your screen. This is it looks like the forensics team.
So Coach Iverson there in the purple jacket coaches our forensics team. He's also our track coach.
Oh, okay.
So since we've been talking about both those things, he's very involved in that piece of our school and drives home the academics and the athletics all at the same time. So
He's also the drama director.
He's a busy man. And then next to him is Miss Gerke. She's our current music teacher, and she's one of the assistants that helps out with forensics. And then you can see all our students that are performing that. So
one of the cool stats, I was fortunate enough to drive the bus to pick the state forensics kids up. So that's one of the many hats you get to wear at a small school too. But the coaches said that last year they received a team award for being in like the top 10 or 15% of the state, because forensics is all one division. There's not. And so they're hoping to be in that top 5% this year because everyone did a better job at state. So we're waiting for that. They've got a showcase coming up, I think, tomorrow, Wednesday, I think, or is it Thursday?
Oh,
it's one of the next 2 days. They got a showcase here at our school. So that's really exciting for the forensics, but really, really a great year.
The showcase is Wednesday. Yep. And so they're going to show not only, to our home crowd as well and kind of provide a little just opportunity for the local families to see, because we don't always compete at our school, right? We're traveling around just like a athletic team would, and it's a fun event. It's a neat thing to be a part of.
I think back to my days in forensics in high school, and I know a lot of times the only time my parents got to see my presentation is if they overheard me practicing it in the mirror or whatever. So it's nice that the parents can actually get a chance.
And there's a lot of different parts to forensics. So these kids can find different ones, try different ones, and find the one that fits their wheelhouse the best. So it's a fun program to be a part of. It was something I was never a part of when I was in high school, and looking back at it now,
which is weird because you talk so well.
I know. You'd think I'd be all over it.
Stop.
Too busy with other things, I guess. So
there you go. What else we got going on?
That's all I wanted to share. I want to make sure we got enough time for everyone else, but obviously if there's questions that come in, I can move forward with that.
Well, I do want to remind everybody again, this is a paid program. Opinions expressed during the program are that of the Randolph School District and not necessarily WBEV or Good Karma Brands. Looking at the outline you guys sent me, I got super excited because I saw one thing listed on here. It's Video Gaming Club. I'm, if you can't tell from looking at me, I'm a big gamer. Huge fan of that. What can you tell me about the Video Game Club?
We kind of got it started up a little bit this spring or late winter, trying to get into the online gaming or esports program and things like that and get it started. It's I think we're probably going to do better this coming fall, at the start of the school year, when we start doing Smash Brothers. and doing it after school with Rocket League and things like that, and then actually competing against other schools within the state because esports is becoming very, very large. Kids are going to college for esports on scholarship. They're making some pretty good money out there just by playing video games or recording themselves playing video games. I mean, I have a teenage son. He watches YouTube videos of people playing video games, which is it's pretty wild. I never thought I'd see something like that. It's just coming from a different generation. So. But it's one of those things we're hoping that we can get it going again and get it stronger and build upon it even more this next school year as we progress.
It's also one of our conference focuses. The conference is starting out different teams that are. We're not alone in this adventure, just starting it out. But those conference schools of 20-some schools are looking to have not only a conference thing, but also join a state league. So
Right.
There'll be some guidelines and things we follow, and we've updated some computers and some softwares to make that happen. So we're excited to have this keep moving forward.
Now, you mentioned two games specifically, Smash Brothers and Rocket League.
Yep.
Any particular reason why those two games?
Through the WIHSEA esports program, those are two of the games that they compete in. So some of the other games is Valorant. I believe World of Warcraft is another one, but those two are specific that we can start and we can get the kids playing on it right away, or even if it's just coming in after school and we can set up the room and we can put it up on one of the big boards in the classroom and play it that way, have it come through the speakers. I'd love to have a big one up in the cafeteria and play it on the giant screen off the stage and have the big sound system and stuff like that and have some real fun with it. This next year. So, and like Brian and I have talked, you reach another kid that's out there who's not playing mainstream sports or stuff like that, and it's going to give them a place to come and play and hang out for an hour to an hour and a half after school.
I love that. Drive even more engagement, which sounds like is a key focus throughout the entire district.
Right.
Well, they learn some of
love
those
that.
competitive skills just like in a sport, winning and losing and doing those kind of things, but just in a world that fits them and their
Right.
interests. So it's pretty cool. We had 5 to 10 students participating this
Yep.
year, hoping to increase those numbers up a little bit. We opened it up to our middle school students this year to try to encourage them as they move into that high school world to kind of see that as one of their draws and something they can participate in at that level. So
It was pretty cool to watch 8 of them at one time playing Smash Brothers because you can play 8 at a time against
Right.
each other, and they were all lined up in front of the big screen playing against each other and having a good time. I mean, it was fun, fair. There was nobody yelling at each other. There was no fights or anything like that. So, I mean, they were just having a good time playing and competing against each other.
Now, I'm going to ask you to kind of dispel a little myth here, unless it's not a myth. But when I think about football, you have somebody going up and down the sidelines with the water bottles or whatever. When it's esports and they're playing Super Smash Brothers, is somebody going up and down with like Doritos and Mountain Dew?
I'm sure they would like that.
I'm sure they would like that. Yeah. Maybe we can bring that, but
And for those who haven't seen what esports are all about, it is actually a very organized thing. I mean, there are rules just like there are with any other organized sport. So I think it's awesome you guys are dipping your toes into that and really trying to see that grow. That is really cool. Well, I guess, Craig, we're going to stick with you a little bit more because being the technology guy there at the school district, what do you got for us? What else is going on technology-wise?
well, technology doesn't stop. They used to say that it would double itself every 2 years. It's Moore's law. Technology would double its capabilities every 2 years. It's much shorter cycle than that now with the developing and things like that. The different things we have to look at as far as cybersecurity, account security, and things like that. So one of the big things that we're doing this summer is we're finishing up on a major building security technology upgrade. It's a 3-year process that I've laid out and have been managing. We were fortunate enough to be awarded a major grant from the federal government through the COPS organization. So the 75% of it was covered through the federal government that way. Otherwise, this would probably be a 10-year project to be able to do something like this. So last year, we upgraded the PA system in the building and made it completely digital. It allows us to do a lot of scalability and a lot of real granular type of things, which helps if you do have an incident where we can actually talk to people individually in a way that's safe, secure, and discreet. The next one that's coming up this summer is we're going to upgrade our phone system to integrate with it. Into better capabilities where things are going to be a lot more automated. We're also upgrading the door security as far as digital access and things like that, as far as video, being able to have different ways to communicate with people and just a lot more granularity that allows a lot more security and functionality within the systems to be able to talk. So that's one of the big things. That was a big one. It's a lot of work, but I think in the long run it'll make things better for the district as a whole.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys, your school district is one building, houses
Correct.
everything. Does that provide any unique challenges that you have to overcome with having to deal with, an elementary school, middle school, and high school, junior high, all that, all in one?
The way this school is physically built, I look at the elementary and say that can actually be a separate entity just because of where it is in proximity to everything else. It's not like one hallway that just keeps going on forever. Does it prevent it prevents some challenges, but it creates some challenges too. So when there are two buildings, that's a whole nother set of infrastructure, the ability to go and take care of things remotely and things like that. When you're in one building, I can just get up and go walk down there. So it does make some things easier. Some things it does make different because you would like to have some separation, a little bit more separation. So instead of one big gym shared between middle school, high school, and elementary, so some of the things might get in the way, or you've got kids that can run up into the high school that are, as far as the littles coming, things like that, and vice versa. But for the most part, I think it makes things, my job, technology-wise, a little easier. But yeah.
Awesome. I used to do security system and IT installs, and we do it at schools all the time. And I'd been to a couple of schools where it was kind of a combined thing. Never where it was elementary, middle, junior, senior all together. It was usually like a middle, junior, senior kind of thing. But, having to see how things get broken down into pods and groups and things to make that work is always interesting to me. So a little off the rails from our normal topic. But
a lot of the rural schools, you're starting to see, I think, more of the one building campus.
Feels like we're going back in time with the one room schoolhouse a little bit, right? So anything else going on technology-wise you want to update with us? Or
Well, I mean, we just recently upgraded all the teacher computers in their classrooms, which is
Windows 98? No.
So yeah, I mean, it just that was a big project that we were able to complete just recently, just a couple months ago. The teachers all got new Chromebooks to be able to go, so that when they're going to meetings and things like that, they have access to their data, their information, and they can follow along the presentations better. Students, the same thing. We're upgrading all of the Chromebooks this summer as well as we go through their cycles and things like that. So you always got to maintain and keep ahead of everything as this stuff doesn't last forever, and with security upgrades and hardware and stuff like that, you got to keep on top of a cycle. So we're very blessed that Mr. Zacco is very supportive of the technology that we do and making sure that we're on top of it, and our school board is as well. So
Awesome.
Yeah, Craig just came to me. We're looking at upgrading copiers, possibly this summer, having some keyed access to increase security, confidentiality. But there's always something on the brink that we're digging into or looking at. And it's nice to have Craig on staff in the building and to have us always be able to walk up the hallway or see him. It's definitely a tool for our district.
I would say, too, coming from a bigger district into a smaller district, it's nice. I mean, Craig is available to the students as well. So when they have Chromebook questions or issues, he's right there to able to help them. And sometimes in those bigger buildings or multiple buildings, it's hard to do, where he's available to do that right in house. And like you said, he can walk down the elementary wing and help there. So
I like it. Well, let's move on to the next stuff I got to see here, and it looks like a whole long list of items. It sounds like you're going to be doing a lot of talking here, Jessica. Remind us again your role at the Randolph School District.
Yeah, so I am a high school English teacher at Randolph High School. I teach English 11, English 12, Advanced Placement, Language, and Composition. And then I also teach they're called CAP courses. So CAP Writing 101 and CAP Education 110. Both of those courses are dual credit, taught through UW Oshkosh. So those 2 hours of the day, technically I work for UW Oshkosh. I just happen to do it in the Randolph School District in my own classroom. And what's really cool is the students don't have to travel or go anywhere. They just come to my classroom, but they're UW Oshkosh students and they're earning dual credit when they're in those classes. So they're earning high school and college credit.
Awesome. That is really cool. So walk me through a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to try and lead you through it. You walk me through it. What do you got?
It's all right. I'll start with a little bit with my journey. I started teaching in 2013, and I have taught everything from elementary summer school, 8th grade English and social studies, all the way up through college writing and college literature. So I've really had an expanse of what I've done. But like truly what I'm passionate about is inspiring future educators, regardless of if they're interested in high school English, which just happens to be my specialty, or middle school or science or elementary school or special education. So this year, when I came to Randolph, I was fortunate enough to be able to start a new club. It's called the Educators Rising Club, and in part, we're funded through the Mental Health Professional Development Grant that Randolph, along with 3 other schools within our consortium, was awarded. And I think last time, Brittany Cashman, who is the grant manager, was here, and she spoke about that. So I'm paired with her a little bit on that. So the club's available to students in grades 9 through 12. And this year, it was really a learning year for us, and I called it the year of trips. So the goal of this club is to expose students to like different job shadows, different field trips, and other off-campus experiences that they might not otherwise have in order to help them understand like the variety of professional jobs that exist within schools. Because I think most people just think about, oh, there's teachers and administrators, but there's so much more that our students might be interested in, right? There's counselors for mental health. Some bigger schools are going to have occupational or speech therapists working in there, in addition to administration. You know, your school nurse is someone who's a nurse, but also working with students in a school, the business administration office. So my goal is to try and get students just to different off-campus locations and have them experience what does this job really look like, so that they can hopefully, you know, become intrigued and then pursue a career in higher education.
I like it. Now, do you anticipate this to be kind of how the club progresses every year, where every year it's just going to be another year of trips, or are you planning on incorporating different things into the club?
Every year we will take some trips, and we really try to focus on unique ones, especially to colleges that offer teaching degrees or that are recognized as good teacher colleges. But I'm definitely planning on expanding from there. So while this was the year of trips, next year is going to be the year of the STAMP program. And STAMP stands for Students Teaching and Mentoring Peers. And so what that is students are allowed to become either a student teacher where they work under a cooperating teacher in the district, or they can mentor a peer, usually a student it's a high school student working with a middle school or elementary student. And this student, they work this one class into their schedule whenever it works for them, and they earn credit for doing it. But they're getting the experience, right, of what it would be like to work in a classroom, or to reteach lessons to a small group, or to just talk with children and help build relationships, right? Because we know that teaching is so much more than just the content. It's about building those bonds with the young people that you teach. So this past year, we went on a couple trips. We visited Moraine Park College. We also visited UW Oshkosh. Okay. What's really cool is that when we went to Oshkosh, we didn't just do a traditional tour for the day. They hosted a Future Titans Teacher Day. So we took a group of 40 students. We were by far the biggest group there. That was pretty cool.
Right.
And we get there, and the students get to sit, and they all saw the same keynote speaker, and then they got a campus tour, and we did lunch on campus. But then they broke out into 4 different group sessions, and all students rotated through all 4 sessions. Each was about 30 minutes long, and it was essentially a sample education course taught by education and human services professors that work on the UW Oshkosh campus. So students got a taste of what it was like to be in a college course.
That's really kind of cool. I'm sure eye-opening for some of them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what's really cool is that we partner with a national club called Educators Rising. And Educators Rising holds an annual conference, and it's actually held at UW Stevens Point every year. So we went this past year. It happens in March. But next year when we go, not only are our students going to attend the conference portion, but they are going to attend the competition as well. And our students are going to be competitors.
Oh, okay.
So they're competing against other high school students who are in this same Educators Rising organization from across the state. And a lot like forensics, they get to compete in all these different categories that they can choose from. And what I love is that like the the competitions are mostly speaking based. So some of them are like best interview. So students that are essentially doing a mock interview for a teaching position, but they're doing this while they're high school students. They're getting the experience that most of us didn't get until we were out of college if we entered the education world. But Educators Rising also has a really great section where they encourage students to present lessons on or curriculum for or teach a non-core subject class. And so while everyone has to take English, social studies, science, and math in high school, we know that the students love their electives. So I have a student this year who's very interested in agriculture education, and she's just done amazing things with the animal lab at Randolph High School. And Agriculture Elementary Week is coming up, and so right now my CAP Education 110 students will be kind of running Ag Elementary Week. So they do a little bit of teaching about like the greenhouse and animals and food production for the elementary kids. And so it really like marries the interests of agriculture and also education into one. And so that's what I really want our younger students to see, that teaching isn't just math or English. You know, there are so many other possibilities out there. So like next year, I'll probably take my club and we will go to DeForest High School and we'll look at what some of their like really big art classes do. Because when you look at a Division I school versus a Division V school, there are simply more people to offer a larger variety of courses, and they might offer a whole semester of wire sculpture class. So for our students interested in art, I want them to be able to branch out and see that. But I will say, speaking to Craig's point about how we are in one building, that is actually a dream come true for me, because when my students are in the STAMP program, they can just walk down to the library or walk down the hall to the elementary school and work with the younger students. I don't have to worry about them driving and permission slips. So really, in terms of allowing peers to mentor one another, the K through 12 building is ideal, because then our students can choose from, well, do I want to work with kindergarten and first grade, or maybe fourth and fifth, or maybe they're interested in like, I think I want to be a high school teacher, and we can put them in a ninth grade classroom, and that's all available at their fingertips.
There's so much about what you said that it just, for me, has my gears turning, and I'm very excited about this prospect for you guys. I mean, one, having the ability to learn that it's not just about math, reading, science, whatever. You know, I've thought about in the past, like, oh, could I be a teacher? Maybe. What would I want to teach? Well, I love movies. So I love to teach about movies, or I love to teach about whatever. Would I also have to teach something else? Probably, maybe. But, you know, I like math. I guess I could do math, but, you know, other stuff. So that's nice to know. The exposure to working with kids of a younger age is huge. My brain is saying, you know, obviously it's a whole different world to be in an elementary classroom as a teacher than it is to just be somebody who's walking by or peering in from the outside. We always hear that from teachers. You know, parents show up, the kids are on their best behavior. They have a guest in the room, kids are on their best behavior. But when you got to teach, it's a little bit different. You know, there are challenges that come in there. So super exciting there as well. Is there anything else you want to share about this program? Anything else that you have that you want to touch on regarding it? I mean, you said so much, but anything else?
Yeah. Because we partner with the national group, we call ourselves the Educators Rising Club, but I really want my students to know, and I want everyone to know, that we are more than just future educators. We are essentially future school professionals. So like I said earlier, students that are interested or considering working in a school class or district, like in any regard, especially if it's at business administration or nursing. We have lots of students interested in healthcare, or working with, you know, like a speech therapist or a physical therapist. I want them to know that this club is about giving them experiences. You know, we also partner with Prairie Ridge Community Hospital. Chris DeLapp is amazing. He helps our students get on the job shadow over there. And so they're able to shadow in like different areas of healthcare, including mental health. And that's something where we really do need professionals in our school, right? Professionals that are advocating for mental health and social emotional learning. So that's what I love about the club. There's just so many avenues it could go. And I just really want to make sure that we promote that so that anyone who's interested knows about it and they can come join and they're able to get these experiences.
Now, have you seen any return on this in the sense of like any of the seniors who are in the club who are like, yep, now I've enrolled at a school that is geared towards education, geared towards teaching?
So this is our first year with the club, and we had 2 seniors who at the start of the year wanted to enroll in college to become future educators, and they are now. So they didn't change their minds.
Right. That's good. Didn't scare them off. That's always a good thing to know. Absolutely.
It's just one part of, we went through the strategic plan process, and to be academic, college and career ready is a big part of what our community wanted. And this is just one of those steps to make sure that our kids are college and career ready when they graduate.
Wonderful. That's awesome. Now, I know we're winding down on the show. We've only got about 5 minutes left on the show, and I see we got some more stuff on here we wanted to touch on a little bit. This is kind of some end of the year stuff. Because like you said, this is our last show until potentially next year. Yeah. If you're willing to come back and visit with me.
Yeah, we love it. We love coming back. So I think there'll be a couple shows for sure next year if you'll have us back. But May goes by fast. As we were just talking on the ride over here, you blink and April's gone, and so May is even faster with all the stuff as awards are creeping in, graduation, 8th grade promotion. So we have May 15th as our award show, just like many other area schools kind of targeted that Wednesday as their awards night, scholarship night. Is the same in Randolph. We'll be having that banquet happening there on May 15th. Also, May 23rd is our 8th grade promotion at night. And something that's unique to probably our local districts is we share or flop dates with graduation with Cambria-Friesland. So we'll have our graduation on Friday night, May 24th, and then Cambria-Friesland will have theirs on Saturday. That way, people that are can see each other graduate. We share classes with them. We share sports with them. It's just one of those things we do. So our graduation will be Friday night. Cambria's will be Saturday. Also, a couple things that I do have on my list to make sure I talk about. We're still looking for some people at Randolph starting already for next year. We're looking for middle school science. We're looking for a middle school, high school agricultural teacher. We posted a K-12 general music position. Mrs. Gerke's moving on, and we wish her the best. She's going to work in a high school only, so we're wishing her the best. But that job open is for a dynamic person ready to go. And we're always looking for substitute teachers and special ed paras in our district. And then we also have a middle school, high school principal job. Our Mrs. Kurtz is entering retirement. So those applications are weekend, and looking forward to seeing any potential applicants and working through and filling those spots for next year.
Wonderful. And I'm going to tag on to the end of that because I know that districts everywhere in the region are looking for, of course, more bus drivers is always a good thing, or more people who are able to drive a bus, even if it's something, where maybe you're a principal or something otherwise and you have to get behind the wheel. But also officials for everything.
Absolutely.
Every competitive sport out there. I'm sure there's probably even officials for esports, and maybe that's a new thing.
That I don't know.
We'll find out.
Figure that out.
We'll find out. But awesome. Any final words anybody wants to share? I'm going to give everybody free reign. We've got roughly about 2 minutes left on the show. Anybody want to share any final thoughts for this last episode for this school year?
I know we didn't bring it up earlier, but I know State Solo Ensemble was this past Saturday down in Whitewater, and I know Randolph had a few students down there performing. So I don't know off the top of my head how they did, but congratulations to them for making it to state and being able to perform down there.
Absolutely. State's the big stage. Always good when you can make it there.
I would say another thing that came up to mind was we are currently hosting the art conference at Randolph. So our entire gym right now is full of works of art from all around our conference. So schools submit those to us, and then we present them there, and they're judged. And they're having a speaker tomorrow that's coming in, and all the participants that are in the show get a chance to come and listen to the speaker and get some critiques and different things and feedback about and what it's like to be an artist, and those, like you said, driving those kids into finding their niche in society and their niche in the community. So it's cool.
Love it.
We're doing a lot of really innovative stuff, and like Mr. Zacco said, we're still looking for some people to join our team. I think Randolph's got really big, really cool plans moving forward, so just want to give a plug to that. Come be a part of my teaching team.
Last thing I'll say is Teacher Appreciation Week is next week. And as I've brought some different guests in, I'm proud of the work that we're doing in Randolph. I'm proud of the staff that we do have. I'm proud to be their district administrator and proud they're working with us. And just want to shout out to all the teachers that are in the area that are doing the hard work of teaching. So, Ninja, coming to save you. You all right?
Ooh, yeah. Jeff, you want to do the final disclaimer?
The opinions expressed on this show are solely those of Horicon School and not WBEV. For Justin Ninja, we're signing off at 95.3.
Broadcasting comfortably from the Slumberland Furniture Studio, this is 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Back by popular demand, it's the Jeep Celebration event at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam. Hello, this is Brent Reed, giving your wallet a spring break with brand new 2024 Jeep Compass Latitudes from $34,800. $5,000 off Jeep Grand Cherokee Limiteds, Dodge Charger Daytona RTs with a Hemi engine for $45,000, and significant price reductions on numerous models. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam and ReedChrysler.com.
My bad, my bad. It is the disclaimer is the Randolph School District. I apologized to everyone, all you Rockets out there, for calling you the Horicon School District. And now back to normal programming on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, right now you can save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. Offer valid on select AK System sets for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
When the time comes for a helping hand, we're America's choice in home care. When you or your loved ones need assistance, Visiting Angels will be there.
April is Gardening Month. During Gardening Month, Visiting Angels wants you to know that with some planning, home caregivers can create a safe, accessible, and enjoyable environment for gardening. Caring for plants is especially good for seniors who have been caregivers their whole lives and are now experiencing role reversal and need a sense of purpose. Just as plants in a garden have individual needs and preferences, Visiting Angels provides personalized, customized home care for your loved ones. Schedule a free consultation at visitingangels.com. That's visitingangels.com.
America's choice in home care.
When you check out Milwaukee baseball every Sunday on 95.3 WBEV, be sure to listen for the Columbus Family Dental Mystery Player of the Game. Then tune to the WBEV morning show the following day. Be the correct number caller when we ask who was the Columbus Family Dental Mystery Player. Get it right and you'll win a pair of tickets to see Milwaukee play live at the ballpark. Listen to Milwaukee baseball this Sunday for the Columbus Family Dental Mystery Player of the Game.
Are you looking to take the mess out of hosting an upcoming event, shower, party, or wedding? Look no further than Horicon Hills Golf Club. The beautiful banquet room offers breathtaking views of the Rock River, an immaculate golf course. Horicon Hills experienced staff will work with you to create an unforgettable event that's tailored to your budget and needs. Visit HoriconHills.com to learn more about their event spaces and start planning your celebration today.
Well, the dry weather we've got right now allowing some Wisconsin farmers to keep rolling with spring planting. I'm Pam Yonke with just a quick update on what's happening with the market so far on a Tuesday. But will it stay dry? That's the big question that a lot of farmers are asking all across the upper Midwest. John Heinberg, market advisor with Total Farm Marketing out of West Bend, says the forecast doesn't look so good.
We're going to be pretty wet till the middle of May. It sounds like we got just a line of storms coming one right after the other here that could keep things fairly limited over the next couple of weeks. We'll see if that really pushes the market or not going forward.